Hey guys, Dark Hope here, and welcome back to King Arthur's Knight's Tale. For this episode, we're going to be doing the Mission Painless Champion. I'll be using Mordred, Lady Dindrain, Balon, and Sir Ector.
I have received a truly extraordinary message. A request from the Lady of the Lake herself. That's not her normal way of contacting me. But I don't miss the usual visions and the dreams. The message directed me to a place where another champion of Balor has found its way to Avalon. We must deal with the Fomorians and this vile champion.
Typically, I'm trying to get into the context of using actual vanguards for these missions, as they are actually a little bit more useful than archers. However, hopefully Lady Dindrain will actually do me a lot better than, let's just say, Lady Boudica. Anyway, let's get straight to it.
Crossroads of history. This used to be a sacred site for the ancients, then the Christians, and now the Fomorians. Again, my poor Gwendolyn. She became a keeper of the glades and paid for it dearly.
Put away your weapons. I am a servant of the Lady of the Lake. Don't judge me by my appearance. If we want to keep on fighting in Avalon these days, we must use all the means we can find. I am an enchantress of the Lady, or I used to be, but this ancient glade kept my soul alive after my body died. This land was a burial ground before the Christians came here. I am bound to this place. I will be here long after the Christians are gone. No, the cathedral was already built on sacred ground. Take a look around and marvel at the remains of the ages. No, you were sent here to help me. Don't be jealous. I will let you kill the Fomorian beast, but I am needed to make it feasible. Yes, you rush this monster as knights usually do, and you will fail and die. This glade has always had its keepers, and it makes them powerful. I am one, and that's how I survived the storm. But the first keepers were Fomorians. The Fomorians are tied to this place, which makes the champion stronger. If I could sever the bonds, the beast would be significantly weaker. I will show you the places that tie the champion here. Protect me while I perform the ritual. When I am done, you can slay the beast.
That's actually not bad. I actually like that. But not as good as my Sir Ector's.
So it came to pass that not that long ago the Christians arrived in this land and began to raise their holy buildings. Let them build what they want, said the lady, and we obeyed. As their churches began to spread across the land, their dour priests became more demanding. My woods were cut down for lumber. They used my stones to build their towers.
Coffers of gold.
I would not touch those Christian remains. It could be dangerous. I'm just warning you. I won't be able to command the dead that will crawl forth. The Christians killed the trees and shattered the stones. This land always hated them. They are lost, truly lost, not like me.
XP though. Usually it's the only reason why. Let's see. Are you the No. I'm just curious, who's giving you the... Okay, so it doesn't seem to be anyone actually buffing them. How annoying.
The Lord is my witness.
Where will you be? He's the only one that's going to be a slight problem. That's all.
What?
So we might as well start with this. Just... You know what, yeah. Get the burning going. Get a slow going.
Blessings. For the Lord Almighty.
There we go. She's guaranteed dead.
Make up your
Is
mind.
good.
For my Camelot.
We can do a couple things. I need to move around a little. That's what I'm thinking. What if I literally go after her? Let me just check. Do any of them have the jump yet? No. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'll be nearly in range. Hello, didn't see you. Okay, yeah, then instead of jumping into it, I'll probably try to... Can't do that either. Could do that. Or I could make a start on them.
For my Camelot.
I'll face this way for now.
I fight for honor.
Blessings.
I want her to actually stand here.
At your service, my lord.
I will probably just start hitting him. Just get him weak. There we go. Just start weakening
no mercy
everybody.
for the wicked.
Blessings.
1, 2, 3. You know what? Just standing here is not too bad.
The Lord is my witness.
She's in some cover. I'll probably face her this way though.
At your service, my lord.
Okay.
Blessings.
I serve the Lord.
For king and country.
No mercy for the wicked.
For king and country.
I can take them all.
Your orders?
What are we waiting for? The Lord is my witness.
None can stand in my way.
You Remember to actually get in range, that's fine with me.
No mercy for the wicked.
Blessings.
Alright, we get in
I
range,
serve the
that's
Lord.
fine. They can't get in range.
None can
He's the only
stand
one
in
that's
my
competing
way.
Your command? For honor.
Time to feed the ravens. Too late to run now.
The Lord is my witness.
What?
Kneel before your king.
No mercy for the wicked.
For my Camelot.
Can't really run either.
I fight for honor.
Blessings.
No.
No mercy for the wicked. Defend yourself.
Your orders?
I'll have to do.
Too late to run now.
Make up your mind.
No mercy for the wicked.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Swords of honor, brothers.
The cathedral was never finished. Look at those ruins. Sagging walls like broken bones. Those are the remains of a Fomorian giant beast. Look. I was right. I knew it. Those ancient bones are channeling arcane energies to our enemy. The champion was here, and he is still very close. No, the bones are part of Avalon, so they are protected. When the Christians tried to shatter them, an earthquake destroyed their cathedral. That was the first time it collapsed. The bones can't be destroyed, but I think I can break the bond. That will weaken the Fomorian champion. Listen to me. I will light a balefire in the darkest night. The beasts of Balor will swarm us then, and try to tear me apart. You must protect me at all cost. The ritual will take up all my attention. I can summon the lost from the cathedral, but those Christian revenants will not follow my orders. They will fight everyone they see. You, or me, or the beasts.
Okay, I think this is an interesting choice because you actually... One of two things. Since they're going to be not aligned with us, they're going to be attacking everybody that they see. So it's going to be Fomorians versus Lost versus us, or it just will be Fomorians versus us. If we did the Fomorians versus us, I think we would get more XP, but I want an easier time. not sure if this would actually take any longer, so again, first time doing it.
I fight for honor.
If it's just this is not the worst. Kind of stack. Yeah. I'll get a fire going. Have bleed also going. And prevent him from really doing anything.
Blessings.
That's what I'll do.
None can stand
Next,
in my
I'll
way.
do a shock move against these three. Let's go him as well. There we go. Get him back and move back as well. Interesting how now they're both in range. So I could do that. Why don't we go a little bit more? I'd actually rather that, I'll be honest.
The Lord is my witness.
Then I could do something like this. And that. That's at least guaranteed one's death.
None can stand in my way.
What are we waiting for?
The Lord is my witness. Christ on the cross.
I serve the Lord.
None can stand in my way. I can take them all.
At your service, my lord.
I see what's gonna happen actually. Yeah, now they're gonna come in. Hey, fight amongst yourselves is all I'm gonna ask. He's standing in this square. Go against him for me, please.
Command?
Sinners shall bleed.
1, 2. Yeah, I need to start focusing on him.
Kneel before your king.
I might as well use this spell on him anyway, just to make it easier.
The Lord is my witness.
Let these guys fight it out. I can play a little bit of Devil's Advocate. Just hitting enemies where it's gonna hurt. For example, I'll go against him. Now that he's pretty much ready
I
to
serve
get hit,
the Lord.
I can do a... I would probably do bleed on... you.
For king and country.
He can't do any knockback. I'll probably do a
For my
Overwatch there,
cannot.
and an Overwatch here. Just to make sure everyone's okay. No one can get behind him, so it's fine. There we go. Good, good. That's annoying.
No mercy for the wicked.
shall bleed.
For king and country.
None can stand in my way.
I fight for honor.
Blessings.
For king and
So he
country.
just ignored me.
For my Camelot.
No mercy for the wicked.
The Lord is my witness.
None can stand in my way.
Sinners shall bleed.
I serve the Lord.
It is done. The bond has been broken.
Your command?
It is working. I can feel it. We must break the other bond.
It would have to be this.
Time to feed the ravens.
What are we waiting for?
Sinners shall bleed.
Your command?
Kneel before your king.
For king and country.
The Lord is my witness.
At least all these guys are tied up still. I just need to focus on these guys. They're still coming though, Jesus.
No mercy for the wicked.
Trying to give him a target.
Shout his name and be saved.
Your command?
Kneel before your king.
Sinners shall bleed.
before your king.
Oh, just out of range.
Prepare to die.
Your command?
Might as well just stand there.
Make up your mind.
What are we waiting for?
Yep, he's dead at least, so he can't charge. Thank God.
Time to feed the ravens.
So it's not all bad. Yet. Hey.
None
Just
can
slowly take
stand
him out.
in my way.
Yeah.
Kneel before your king.
I serve the Lord.
Make up your mind.
Your orders?
For my Camelot.
At your service, my lord.
Okay, I'll do a... So that's 50. No, no point of
For
doing...
Camelot.
I was planning to finish him off with that, but I was like thinking, no, that wouldn't work. Yeah, that wouldn't really work. That kills him.
The Lord is my witness.
Blessings.
I serve the Lord.
Kneel before your king.
Just wait. Hey, he managed to reach him.
What are we waiting for?
Does he need to...
Your command?
He would be the one. I wouldn't mind him finishing. Yeah. Yeah, you can do both hits. Just for him to regain some health.
Fought with honor, brothers.
There we go. Okay, we got a campfire. Just checking. So, the boss seems to be up here.
Before the Christians came. And when I say long before, I mean hundreds of years. Many enchantresses in Avalon, but I was among the first.
Okay, HP. Your vitality. So it wouldn't really work. Hello. Ugh. Why'd you move back? Okay. Uh...
Blessings. Vileness.
Power and glory.
Oh, yeah, no. I guess for her first hand, just reserve some actions.
Sinners shall bleed.
Your command?
For my Camelot. Your head is mine.
Ready.
I serve the Lord.
Sinners shall bleed.
Your command? At your service, my lord. For king and country. For honor.
I serve the Lord.
Sinners shall bleed.
I can take them all.
Your orders?
Power and glory.
Sinners shall bleed. No mercy.
Your orders? For honor.
No mercy for the wicked.
No mercy for the wicked.
Ready.
There we go.
Time to feed the ravens.
Get him to do that. Do a slow as well. Might as well. Extend should be quite interesting. Let's put a death blow on him.
I can take them all.
There we go.
In the end, all corpses look the same.
Old faith revere a dozen dark gods, but Balor is so ancient that he precedes them. He was powerful, dangerous, and he always wanted to conquer our world.
What an interesting find.
Okay.
Make up your mind.
None can stand in my way.
Sinners shall bleed.
What?
Blessings. The Lord guides my hand.
Time to feed the ravens. Kneel before your king. Damn it.
Till the last breath.
I serve the Lord.
Sinners shall bleed.
For king and country.
I can take them all. Time to feed the ravens.
Charge.
serve the Lord.
What?
Time to feed the ravens.
The Lord is my witness.
Well, it could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Oh, there.
A chest, brothers.
A long time ago, there lived two giants. They were twins, but even so, they were bitter enemies. Legend has it that Balor, the king, slaughtered them with his own hands when he had enough of their rotten behavior. Wait! I'm sensing something unusual here.
Trap.
No, it is not the bones that shackle him to this place. I can feel something else here, hidden in plain sight. Let me take a look. A Fomorian spire. One of the fangs of Balor, as they're called. I knew there must be one hidden here somewhere, but I couldn't find it. This is bad. They are the remnants of the darkest age of Avalon, built from the cold, dead residue of worlds floating in the void. Indeed it is. The champion is attached to the spire, and he is feeding on its powers even as we speak. It ties him to the void behind the ivory gates. The champion is a living, breathing portal to the void, and his power is greatly amplified by this spire. Those are the gates that grant passage between Avalon and the complete emptiness where Balor, the Fomorian god, was exiled. I will have to, won't I? But my ritual will wake up the spire. Can you hold your ground while I am occupied with the ritual?
How particularly annoying. Well, I'll try to hold up this guy with my spells here. I think everyone else needs to focus down him.
I serve the Lord.
Just get the burning going.
No mercy for the wicked. Defend yourself.
Your command?
I can take them.
I fight for honor.
Three spaces.
Time to feed the ravens.
At your service, my lord.
No mercy for the wicked.
Kneel before your king.
Your command?
For my Camelot. Ready.
Blessings. The Lord is my witness.
The Lord is my witness.
No mercy for the wicked.
Sinners shall bleed.
Good, good, good.
I serve the Lord.
Time to feed the ravens.
The Lord is my witness.
Sinners shall bleed.
Ready.
Hold them back.
Stand tall.
Blessings. Down with the vileness.
Sinners shall bleed.
At your service, my lord.
For my Camelot.
No mercy for the wicked.
Hopefully that's it.
For king and country.
The Lord is my witness.
Power and glory.
Your command?
I can take them all. Your head is mine.
Sinners shall bleed.
At At your service, my lord.
Time to feed the ravens.
Blessings.
Nothing serious.
Oh, thank God she's done.
It is done. Without that spire, he can barely summon any allies from the void beyond.
Okay. Good, 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 good. Thank you.
I serve
Okay.
the Lord.
I think what I'm pretty much going to plan to do is this. Get as much damage on that.
I serve the Lord.
Finish him off. There we go, 69 health. Can't really do anything else.
The Lord is my witness. Christ on the cross.
For king and country.
None can stand in my way.
There we go, he's
Your
in
command?
range.
I serve the Lord.
Something like
I
that.
serve the Lord.
Just get them closer at this point.
Taste my blade.
No mercy for the wicked.
For king and country.
Not too much of a bad fight. There we go, just hit them. Just trying to find a way to actually see this guy. Yeah. Like if I moved up a little bit more, it would get his backside. That's fine with me. Just get some spells
I serve the
casted.
Lord.
For king and country.
I'll probably do that.
The Lord is my witness.
There we go. Now we can actually hit him for a lot. And he's dead.
You stand against me, you die, son.
Not a bad fight. Not a bad fight indeed.
There he is. As you can see, he is much bigger than the rest, but still not as huge as the ancient giants. This is our best chance. Go on, kill him.
Just wait. I'm looking at his movement paths because I have a feeling that if I went in too early, wait until he comes back. Looking at that.
Until the champion is dead, the gates remain open. You must kill that creature.
So you actually can time it a little bit. Okay, that's interesting to know. I think they're close enough.
What are we waiting for?
Ooh, okay, now we can actually decide our positioning.
Blessings.
You. Probably stay there.
For king and country.
You can go here. can actually stay back, just far back. I just don't really care.
Power
Now
and
let's see.
glory.
Yep, so we can actually hit both of them with that fireball. Good. Absolutely perfect. Might as well open up with that. Because I can just keep piling on some stuff. We don't want him to run away. So that's 4 spells already.
For my Camelot.
4 spells that are already done. I could do that, but it won't really help me in the long run.
Your command.
So I won't. 1, 2. 1 more. 1 more, 1 more. There we go. Probably shield charge him so he goes, he's my tank. Just to get him in range. Yep.
I serve the Lord.
Now I want to... How much movement do you have?
Blessings.
Probably smart to actually kill him as fast as possible as well.
What?
32, he's dead on his next turn. Don't need to worry about him. There we go.
For king and country.
I can take them all.
What are we waiting for?
Time to feed the ravens.
Juices. Armor, more. Probably just start hitting him with attacks. If I can. Does he have a potion effect? No, he doesn't. That's good. Excellent.
Blessings.
Now that we're in range.
Time to feed the ravens.
Start hitting him. He's about to get in range, unfortunately. Can't do much about that. Yeesh.
I fight for honor.
For my Camelot.
He has a lot of health
The
though.
Lord is my witness.
None can stand in my way.
Power and glory.
For king and country. For Avalon.
Time to feed the ravens. Make up your mind.
I fight for honor.
Teleports. Resisted that.
Ready.
Any closer and I will hit my own guy. There we go.
For my Camelot.
And then finish him off. Just lay on the hurt. And let her finish him off. There we go. Not a hard battle.
I only dare to hope that we can be victorious. But deep in my heart, I had serious doubts. The lady chose the right warriors to save Avalon. I know that you have already achieved plenty, but your task will not end here. Unlike mine, may the gods bless you. My body has rotten away and my soul is bound to this land. I will perish if I leave. Take my gift. Farewell.
Please be something decent. A bow, a staff, a sword.
All mine.
Keeps giving me rings. I don't want rings. Anyway, that's pretty much gonna be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Stay tuned because for the next episode we're gonna be doing the Black Keep. Hopefully by then everyone will be healed. I'll have Sir Balin and probably have Sir Balin in that mission as well, and just keep Sir Ector on. Anyway, hope to see you guys in that episode. Peace.